Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. The farm is on. Not the farm or a farm, farming. Farming unit is on for the Banquet Event, but more importantly, Cyber Weekend. Hope you're doing well. Interesting topic we're going to do in this video. Now I thought it'd be important to do this video because as a lot of you know, and as a lot of you are as well, you're non-spending players in the game. Of course, if you're spending, you may want to grab some units at the same time, but what we're going to try and do is try and prepare you for Cyber Weekend deals and the Banquet Event and how many units it is possible, in theory, to get before now and when Cyber Weekend arrives, but also to a degree how much you have left over for the Banquet Event. That's going to be a part 2 to this. So part 1, look, Friday the 24th of November is when it's Black Friday. On the Monday following, it is going to be the 27th of November. So it's likely that the deals for Cyber Weekend will drop on the 24th of November, in theory. It could be a week later than that, but I think it's going to tie in more to Black Friday, Cyber Weekend, or Cyber Monday, as it's referred to. The interesting thing is when this event is going to end, and I'm predicting that the 1st of December is when the Cyber Weekend deals will end. As a lot of you remember, Kabam now run these deals as a 7-day feature, which is great because there's an extra opportunity to then grind out Arena, and I can then factor in to say, hey, by the way, in a week you could get an extra 700 units. It may mean something or it may mean nothing to players. And also one of the key features is going to be the Banquet Event. Last year, this was put out from what I believe the 20th of December, which could mean that we see a similar thing for this following year, that around the time of the 20th of December. Just so I'm checking right now, the 20th of December is going to be a Wednesday, so maybe this will be more of an 18th of December when we see this one. So look, that's going to be something important to save extra units, because at the end of the day you may be like, well, I only want to save about 21,000 units for Cyber Weekend, or 18,000 units depending on what you want to achieve, and then save some back, which is something I'm doing. I'm trying to invest 21,000 units into Cyber Weekend, but then have about 10,000 left over to then use in the Banquet Event. Now, like me, you want to know how to achieve those units, and that's such a big important thing. Now, I'm going to be grinding out essentially between now and yeah, like Cyber Weekend deals when they drop. I'm currently sitting on 8,347 units, and there is still good scope to add a lot more to it. And as we've seen right here, I'm breaking this down. I might leave this as something in the description, like a spreadsheet if anybody wants it. But to be honest, the thing is with it, there could be difference of opinion between players as to could you get more, could you get less than that? So maybe I won't, just kind of like for hell's sake. I do upload this once a year as a kind of guide, but it does need to be updated. But in any case, to the point. So between now, September 4th, and that date, the 1st of December, when Cyber Weekend ends, is a possibility of picking up 450 units per difficulty. So, you know, normal, heroic, master, uncollected. In your calendar, you get 100 units, so it should bring you up to 300 units quite easily. Your variants, again, it's an optional thing. I put on there each time. I haven't even put it in the sums, but look, variant classics, good way of getting units. Solo events. There are 88 solo events between now and December 1st. There are 12 weeks in total that you can do Arena, but also get Alliance 7-day events units, which gives a nice 720 units. For those who have the Summoner Sigil, they get 75 units a week. That's 900 units. So for non-spending players, you're looking at 5,020 units, give or take, and 5,920 units for those that have the Summoner Sigil. There also could be like other events going on, special events. We've still got the event 2 of the summer event. I can't remember what is it called. It's double track, isn't it? Gold, yeah, the double track. So we got the second one, and then we've got the third one to come. So there's a good chunk of units that can be available for that. 330 units yet to be got. That's by my reckoning day 22, and as well as you can see here on day 26. So fantastic for that. There's also a new kind of rotation, the third of the double track event. So you're looking at an additional 390 units if I got my sums right with that particular event. There's also or maybe a bit less than that, but it's not too ridiculous. Also, if you do Act 8.3 or if you do any story quest in general that you haven't done before, there could be 540 units available to you to add into the kitty. There could be a Deadpool based event, like a Platpool type of event, which could give 150 units. That's a worst case scenario, or it could be a best case scenario. We just don't know, theoretically. So it's just a case of like all about factoring those things in. The interesting thing is when it comes to arena. Now, I do this each time, and it's up to you whether or not you do less or more. But theoretically, I just do this kind of like rounded kind of idea of units you could get. So if you're willing to do Milestone 12 in Summoner Trials twice a week, you could look at, well, twice a week for 24 rotations. That's obviously seeing us up to the but 12 weeks, 2 times rotations, 3792. Again, I've broken down a lot of this stuff into kind of like volumes and theoretically some stuff with it. So you could pick up 7,752 units if you're willing to grind. You could even pick up 11,712 units if you're willing to grind a little bit harder than that. Again, it's down to personal perspective. And just to bring things to like a round circle on stuff, but what totals are you looking at in general? So if you're willing to do a bit of arena wins, because you will have to do a bit of arena, and as well and you get special events, then it could be, well, 6,430 units extra to your total right now. You could be, if you're willing to do a bit of an arena grind, 14,222 units if you get lucky with your battle chips when they'll be open. Like, sometimes you can get good, sometimes you can get bad, but it's all about an excessive grind between, well, not excessive, but a good grind between now and Cyber Weekend. Some people get more, some people get less. That's how it works. And if you're looking to do like a high-end grind, you could be looking at 24,142 units, especially if you get lucky with the RNG, with your opening up stuff. And that's going to be very, very important. It's going to be more so important because you want to figure out like, well, how much you got left over. Like, from my perspective, looking at this, 24,000 units plus the 8,000 I got puts me at 32,000. God, I don't know why it took so long to realise that. 32,000 units by December 1st, right? That is going to be very important because I want to try and get something for the Banquet event. But what would that gate me? Get me even. Say I've got an extra 10,000 units. Now this is really cool. Like, I made this last year. I will refer back to it. I will give a link to it closer to the time because it's going to be, again, very important. I'll be doing a video probably late October about this one, which is if I have, say, 10,000 units going into the event right off the bat, I've already got myself position I've got 151,000 points. If the point system is exactly the same, do bear in mind, if you are prepping for the Banquet event, points may change in where you finish. I have to be very clear on that one. Also, things like greater Banquet crystals may be less on point or may be more on points. I hope that the subtitles came through there just so people understood that, because at the end of the day, predictions are predictions. Things change. Kabam changed things. It is what it is. You just got to roll with the punches. But look, between that point of December 1st going into the latter point of the year, I will do an extended guide to go, look, how many units can you get between this point and the next point? Because it's not all about the 1st of December. It's not just about the 20th of December. It's about when the event finishes. In that time between the 1st of December and the end of the event, Banquet event, you can get more units. And that's the thing, not to be discouraged, is keep going, keep farming, keep grinding. You will get there. I'm doing it. Join me for the ride. I should look to live stream more, but it's difficult to do with this new job that I've got and trying to make videos. There is a plan at some point that M's going to come on board with the channel to edit stuff, so it means I can get back to live streaming, and also we can work on things together. So I can, M can research stuff because she's playing the game a lot more now. So it's just a case of like, thumbs up for the future. I'm looking forward to that. But we need to get a new house. We need to kind of sort out some stuff with M's job. I need to sort out stuff with life. But we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm looking forward to kind of like the new kind of like thing. But back to the point of the Banquet event. It's all looking good. especially if you're then like, if you've got a 10,000 unit threshold. Hey, you might be like, well, the Cyber Weekend deals are better, I'm going to just focus on them. Good, focus on them. But if you want to then take some of that and participate in the event, which would be important, the meta's shifting, the devaluation is happening in MCOC, so you can get some better stuff from the Banquet event, from alliance-based participation. As an alliance, farm now. Speak to your alliance mates now and say, look, Rich just put out this video about kind of like, should we kind of, he mentioned about farming units, he mentioned about, you know, alliance camaraderie, preparing for something like the Banquet event. Talk now. After this video, I'm going to write a note to myself to like message my alliance mates and just say, actually the alliance leader, and I'd say like, look, is it important we make a note now to people about kind of like Banquet event, and you know, are non-spending players interested? You know, I'm non-spending, I'm you know, interested in kind of grabbing units, I'm working towards it. What's everyone's thoughts? You know, that's the thing. But in any case, you got that threshold, 11,000 units, 10,000 units, whatever, then add to it. If you're able to get another 10k units by the start of January when the Banquet event ends, you could be looking at a 1 to 3% kind of finish point, potentially, if things remain the same, because that could be about 300k points. Think about it now, ladies and gentlemen. Really think about it. That's been a video. I thank you very much for watching, supporting, and hope you're on the ride, on for the ride with me. See you in some new content. Check out some other content as well on screen right now. Have a lovely day, whatever you're doing. And yeah, cheers. Got some really cool content coming up. Oh, Ascension, best champions to ascend tomorrow. Tier list. Should be good. Bye-bye.